पिक्चर की शूटिंग चल रही है, हीरो
Hero
कौन है?
कौन है? हाँ.
And when they were told कि हम लोग हैं 4 लोग and no hero ऊपर से, बड़े आराम से मुड़ के ऐसे चले जाते थे सबके सब.
मैं तो बोलती मैं ही हीरो हूँ. हर औरत जो फेमिनिस्ट होती है वो गुस्से में नहीं होती है. जो हम लोग या गाली नहीं बक. How does it feel being from a minority community doing so well? And I'm like, oh my god, I never even thought about it.
So I don't think it's related to whether you're man or woman. It's an approach towards just human beings.
I agree.
Where you give everyone equal place.
Yeah.
प्रोड्यूसर को बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ती है एंड उसको पुश करना, इट इज वेरी डिमीनिंग. आई वुड नॉट लाइक टू बी इन तापसी's shoes at the moment.
Diya, Fatima, Ratna ji, Sanjana, welcome to Pinkvilla.
एक सांस में ले लिया.
मैं prepare कर रहा था.
Also, this is our first video interview together, so we're super excited. Right after our trailer release.
Yeah, 4 different actors, different experiences, different age groups, still all 4 of them on the poster. How rarely or how often do you think this happens?
It
And when
never
the script
happens.
came to you, did you also feel joyous कि चलो finally characters are coming where women are celebrated?
Oh yeah, it was a huge celebration for me. I think for Ratna and me both, it was
Absolutely.
like
I mean, I was
it was
totally
like
astounded.
a aha, wow moment.
I thought the rest of them, they fit in properly, but मैं ये
Yeah.
कहानी में twist कहाँ से आ गया?
No, but even
yeah.
for me, it was like, you know, if you told the 20-year-old Diya that when you're 40, you will receive this opportunity
Yeah.
to get on a bike and ride it from Delhi to Khardungla with 3 extraordinary women, I wouldn't have believed you.
Yeah.
Because the fact is that we don't write such stories. We don't make these films, and especially in the mainstream cinema experience. And this is a mainstream cinematic experience. It's not a niche, you know, story that is like, you know, catering to a niche audience. It's for everyone.
See, I think what I'm enjoying very much at the moment is that we have a window now where we don't have to talk in terms of mainstream and niche all the time.
Correct.
That's such a relief.
Yeah.
You know, all the time, ever since I remember, it was commercial picture, art picture, da-da-da, always a binary.
Yeah.
But now, thanks
line
to
blur हो
this
गई.
whole world,
Yeah.
ये जो online दुनिया निकल पड़ी है
उससे
और
बहुत फर्क
actually
पड़ा.
दुनिया ही बदल गई है ना
जी.
पूरी तरह से.
Thank God for that.
Thank God for it. But because of that, I definitely find कि ये blurring of lines, blurring of interests
Yeah.
Is refreshing.
is very refreshing.
Yes.
And I have a feeling that most of my male friends, particularly the younger ones, have all said, "When's that film coming out?
Yeah.
When's that
The
film coming
guys
out?"
are
So I'm
super
getting a lot of
into
guys
it.
from the guys,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah, we spoke about it when we did the last interview
That's
last
right.
year.
That's right.
About the same thing. Fatima, for you?
I was really excited क्योंकि अलग कहानी है, 4 औरतों के बारे में है, एक्साइटिंग है, चीज़ों के बारे में बात करती है और टिपिकल वे में नहीं, जो हम समझते हैं कि क्या फेमिनिज्म होता है, जो हम समझते हैं क्या औरतों की प्रॉब्लम्स होती है, वो एक्चुअली सिर्फ वही नहीं होता है. हर औरत जो फेमिनिस्ट होती है वो गुस्से में नहीं होती है. जो हम लोग या गाली नहीं बकती या हाँ
ये सारा वक्त सिगरेट नहीं पीती.
मतलब you know whatever we think a feminist is actually not.
Yeah.
It's your day-to-day decisions. It's what we're doing. Yeah. The choices that we make. The choices all of us are making actually. Even as professionals. तो उस हिसाब से मुझे काफ़ी सही लगी और उस टाइम पे मुझे कास्ट मालूम नहीं था. But when I got to know, I was very 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 happy. क्योंकि बहुत ही अच्छे लोग हैं.
It's exciting.
नहीं
अब तो फंस गए.
नहीं. I've been, you know how much I love you guys. अभी जैसे मेरे को एक इंटरव्यू में किसी ने बोला कि कैट फाइट्स नहीं होती, तो मैंने बोला कि एक्चुअली ये जो कैट फाइट्स है होती नहीं है, इट्स अ नैरेटिव. इट्स अ नैरेटिव बिकॉज यू फाइंड इट मसालेदार. आप नरगिस के ममोस पड़े मीना कुमारी के ऊपर, उन्होंने सिर्फ तारीफ कही है. तो वो जो हमारा अजम्पशन है कि औरतें साथ में कर रही है तो मतलब तलवारें बाहर आ जाएगी, ये तो आपको एंजॉय करना होगा.
90s question.
90s भी नहीं, हाँ मतलब 90s ही समझ लो.
Correct.
मैं भूल गई. I am a 90s.
I want to take over from what Fatima said. How do you define feminism?
My God, you know, I actually went to Lady Shri Ram College in Delhi University, which is a space.
That's an answer by itself.
Yeah, where I mean, I felt like I became a feminist through those 3 years in college without realizing it. But it depends on the house that you grew up in. I grew up in a home where my dad or my nana or my dada or my brother, it was somehow just opportunities and what you can do with your life was not differentiated by gender. So I believe that that's just how life works. So I feel like my father is a natural feminist. And therefore I am too. So I don't think it's related to whether you're man or woman. It's an approach towards just human beings.
I agree.
Where you give everyone equal place.
And you aren't, your primary identity isn't your gender. It's just the person that you are. So I think that
और in the end हमारी फिल्म भी एक मर्द ने ही लिखी है
जी,
दो मर्दों ने लिखी है तो फेमिनिस्ट होना मतलब ये नहीं कि सिर्फ औरत ही एक फेमिनिस्ट होती है बेसिकली आप यू बिलीव इन इक्वालिटी नथिंग एल्स एंड यू बिलीव दैट ऑल ह्यूमंस आर इक्वल
Can I tell you my favorite part from the trailer? There is this line where Ratna ji is riding the bike and two men come and say, "देख देख आंटी bike चला रही है," and she says, "देख देख लड़के bike चला रहे हैं." Now it is actually
scooty चला रहे हैं.
Such a simple line but still so complex. Or even there's one more line where they say, "Gents है ना आपके साथ when you all going on the bike." You know, it's wrong on so many levels. In your own lives, and you all are all independent women, successful women. Do you still get such misogynistic comments?
Yes. During the shooting, everywhere we met, picture की shooting चल रही है, hero कौन है? And when they were told कि हम लोग हैं 4 लोग and no hero ऊपर से, बड़े आराम से मुड़ के ऐसे चले जाते थे सबके सब.
मैं तो बोलती मैं ही हीरो.
Because
we are the heroes. But it's also the conditioning. See, the conditioning changes once there is conversation and once you question whatever the norm is, and that happens slowly. So फिल्म्स ऐसी बन रही है, हम जैसे लोग हैं जो बात करते हैं, जो क्वेश्चन अगर कोई पूछता है तो हम जवाब देते हैं. आपको थोड़ा आराम से बोलना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा समझा के बोलना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि कंडीशनिंग एक ओवरनाइट नहीं होती है, जनरेशंस लगते हैं. आज़ादी मिल गई है लेकिन फिर भी वो महसूस करना उसको समय लगता है.
आई थिंक औरतों को खुद को भी वो आज़ादी मिलनी चाहिए ना
जी,
जो हम मतलब दूसरों से आज़ादी खौफ से, क्योंकि हमारे तो मतलब
अलग
इनहेरिटेंस में इंटरजेनरेशनल फियर वी आर गिवन एंड आई थिंक वी स्पेंड आवर होल लाइव्स ridding ourselves of those fears, you know, and I think the big stereotypes, I mean, like I'm asked funny questions. How does it feel being from a minority community doing so well? And I'm like, oh my God, I never even thought about it. Since when has my, identity become that? Or, you know, how does your husband feel about you leaving your child and going to work? It's a very commonly asked question by women. Just as much as it's asked by, in fact, it's asked more by women. So I feel that women tend to perpetuate patriarchy much more than even men do, without realizing it.
Well, they have always been the kind of goad. Don't you remember कि पापा नाराज होते थे, माँ को बोलते थे और माँ आके गाली गलौज हमारे साथ. That happened in my house all the time. Every time my dad got upset, it was my mom who was sent off to do the dirty work, as it were. So women have always been guard dogs of patriarchy from time immemorial. That's why they keep saying औरत ही औरत की सबसे बुरी दुश्मन है. मुझे एक औरत आज तक ऐसी नहीं मिली और मैंने 1000 तरह की औरतों के साथ काम किया है और 1000 तरह की औरतों के साथ रही हूँ. I have never met one woman who has been downright mean. Not one. ये जो औरत ही औरत की दुश्मन है, ये मैं लाइन समझ ही नहीं पाती.
I think that is just reference also to the perpetuation of patriarchy.
Yes.
That
यही हमारा काम है ना. We've been guard dogs.
Even ma'am, you know, films like your film, during the interviews you will hear this word very often, women centric film. जब हम शाहरुख और सलमान के साथ इंटरव्यू करते हैं तो हम उनको नहीं जाके बोलते कि मेल सेंट्रिक फिल्म है, पर आपको आज सब बोलेंगे वुमेन सेंट्रिक फिल्म है. How annoying is this?
It's very.
I have an opposing this thing on it. I don't think, for me it's not annoying because ये रहा ही नहीं है. तो अगर कोई चीज़ नई इंट्रोड्यूस होती है उसको लोग पूछेंगे, सवाल करेंगे और उसमें मुझे गलत नहीं लगता, क्योंकि मुझे लगता है कि अगर मैं समझाऊंगी, प्यार से समझाऊंगी और बनाएंगे ऐसी फिल्म और बोलेंगे और ध्यान में डालेंगे कि वो आपके सबकॉन्शियस में आ जाएगा. So for me, personally, I take it in a different way, I receive it in a different way, and I react and approach it in a different way. That doesn't mean that this is right or that is wrong. Because everybody comes from a different approach and background and their experiences.
Yes. Cool. So But my problem is not with the general audience. वो लोग तो इस तरह की confusion में रहते हैं because उन्होंने genuinely इस तरह की पहले फिल्में बहुत देखी नहीं है.
Correct.
तो उनके लिए तो नया experience है. लेकिन मुझे प्रॉब्लम तब होता है जब प्रोड्यूसर्स और इंडस्ट्री वाले बात करते हैं, अरे विमेन सेंट्रिक पिक्चर का तो अभी जमाना ही नहीं है, ये क्या विमेन सेंट्रिक पिक्चर. और हमारी जो लिपस्टिक अंडर माय बुर्का के बारे में जो एक कमाल का एक जुमला कसा था कि इट इज अ विमेन्स ओरिएंटेड पिक्चर, दैट इज व्हाई इट शुड बी बैंड और शुड बी कट फॉर हंड्रेड्स ऑफ बिकॉज इट्स अ विमेन ओरिएंटेड पिक्चर.
Insane.
So, I mean, at least we've come a long way from that. Over the last 10-15 years, things have changed.
Sure.
Hopefully, the industry and the people in the industry will open up their minds a little more.
I hope when Sanjana is my age, she can look back at this phase of her career and feel empowered in the knowledge that she was a part of a change that was happening.
Yeah.
You know, and she could be the torchbearer of that change, because I feel like Dhak Dhak is a beacon of light. I don't believe a film like this has been made before.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. I mean, you cannot compare this story with any other story led by women characters.
Lipstick में था. Sure. But we were never, we had hardly any scenes together. ये तो हम लोग चारों सारा वक्त हैं.
No, I mean the only guy film also I can think of is Dil Chahta Hai.
Or Zindagi Na Milegi. When our announcement was made, everyone would reference Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara very often.
That's right. Yeah, the road movie.
Even
bunch
though
of guys.
Here we, I mean, in a way, go a step further because our four of our characters are strangers to each other, right? They're not friends from before. So we're going one step further and saying that strangers you can somehow cross paths with someone you wouldn't
and
expect,
find a sisterhood,
and they can change your life in ways that you can't imagine.
Lovely.
So it's actually
that's so true.
Yeah.
I mean, I actually, you know, honestly, the more I think about this film, I have goosebumps. But you know, when you actually think about it, now that we're in this phase where we have to sell ourselves, and so sell ourselves a hard thing of talking about. But in this case, it's not, because there are so many layers to the story that are so unique. And this one is such a powerful dimension. I don't think we've ever seen four women who've never known each other come together and find each other. How amazing is that?
And found themselves.
But you know, speaking about choices, you said somewhere recently that, you know, when you are a full-time activist, then you end up being a part-time actor. And you also added, I just wish more people would cast me, quite frankly. These were your words. Why do women have to like choose like this always? हमेशा उनको एक, अगर वो activist है तो एक ढांचे में डाल के क्यों रख दिया जाए?
Because women have a struggle in general in life.
Even today we are in 2023.
Yes, in 2023 we continue to struggle, and I think we will for time to come until we have more representation, which is still lacking. I mean, if you just look at the statistics, we don't have enough female representation in the filmmaking space across all faculties. So until that changes, not much will change.
But I think the biggest fight is always with yourself.
Of course,
but whether you like it or not, whether like Sanjana and like me, we've been brought up in families which were extremely liberal, extremely equitable in every way. All the same, I personally bought into a lot of the gendering that I saw around me. Films do that to you, books do that to you, whether it's Enid Blyton or it's a Mills and Boon or it's Ian Rand, whosoever you're reading, the gendering is constant. So उस चक्कर में अपने आप से जो लड़ाई करनी पड़ती है ना, वो सबसे बड़ी लड़ाई है, और वो लड़ाई अपने को सबसे ज़्यादा strong भी बनाती है.
But coming back to your question, I feel like as an artist, I'm able to offer so much more because of my activism. Because my activism keeps me rooted. It keeps me in touch with reality. I meet real people. I discover real stories. It's deepened my sense of empathy. And I feel I have so much more to offer. And also I feel that because I am so clear in my mind that I only want to be a part of narratives that make a difference. Those narratives are few and far between, and maybe perhaps that's a big reason why you don't see more of me on screen. But cast me,
please.
I want to work. I want to do good work. I have much to offer.
Great, you're doing great. And you know जो आप बोल रहे हो कि representation कम है, I think हम सब जो भी है एक ना एक तरीके से किसी ना किसी के लिए तो इंस्पायरिंग है ही, और आप जो भी कर रहे हो, आप एक्टिव, you're an activist, and it's very, like I tell people कि for me to be able to commit to some, it's a life, it's difficult to be an activist. It's not easy. You have to commit, and yes, like there are causes that I support also because of epilepsy, but it's still, you know, it's difficult to commit. You have to really remove your time and be there, and then keep things aside. So ऊपर से mind blowing कर रहा है. Proud of you.
We all are. We all are. मैम, but you said औरतों को बहुत लड़ाई लड़नी पड़ती है, कई बार खुद से भी. तापसी ने भी फिल्म के लिए एक लड़ाई लड़ी है टू प्रमोट द फिल्म, एंड इसके ऊपर रिपोर्ट्स भी है, पर अनफॉर्चुनेटली उतना समय नहीं मिल पाया मूवी को. इसके ऊपर आप क्या कहना चाहती हैं? हर टाइम खुद के बच्चे को भी प्रमोट करने के लिए इतनी मेहनत क्यों?
वेरी ट्रू. मगर ये मैंने नोट किया है कि बाय एंड लार्ज अपनी फिल्म को जब प्रमोट करना पड़ता है, खास करके जब आपकी फिल्म में कोई बहुत बड़ा स्टार ना हो या बहुत ही टिपिकल आइडेंटिफाइबल फिल्म ना हो, तो हर प्रोड्यूसर को बहुत मेहनत करनी पड़ती है, एंड उसको पुश करना, इट इज़ वेरी डिमीनिंग. आई वुड नॉट लाइक टू बी इन तापसीज शूज एट द मोमेंट. और जो उसने कहा वो कुछ हद तक तो सही था कि इस फिल्म को थोड़ा सा और वक्त चाहिए था, थोड़ा सा और पुश चाहिए था. ये बात दूसरों तक पहुंचनी बहुत ज़रूरी है कि इस तरह की फिल्म बनी है और आ रही है आपके पास. You see, there is so much noise around us today. There are so many things being shown. Every day something new comes out. Every hour practically something new comes out online particularly. उस इतने शोर में आपकी एक इतनी सी फिल्म कहाँ से खड़ी होगी? तो उसके लिए तो फुर्सत चाहिए, उसके लिए थोड़ा सा वक्त चाहिए, और उसके लिए थोड़ी सी बिलीफ चाहिए.
We'll play a smaller role in helping you
Please
promote.
do.
Absolutely.
No, I think you'll all be playing a very big part, because I think
it deserves people, मतलब एटलीस्ट, क्योंकि हम सब ने बहुत मेहनत की है और बहुत प्यार से की है, एंड हम सब बिलीव करते हैं. अब इवेंचुअली लोगों को पसंद ना आए या आए, वो उसके लिए पहले उन्हें देखना पड़ेगा.
पसंद ना आए की बात ही नहीं,
वहां तक हम पहुंच ही नहीं सकते.
पता तो लगता है.
वहां तक पहुंचो.
I don't believe there will be a single person who will watch this film and dislike it. I feel this is the kind of quality this film has.
I have a
and
feeling
I'm not
too,
saying it
actually.
because
but I haven't seen the film, so I'm not saying it very loud and clear. But whatever little I have seen while dubbing and while the rough
read
cuts
the script
and
also.
the script, of course, I have a feeling that this is an unusual film, and it is a film that is at least not telling you a story you've heard before. कुछ नया है इसमें. तो उसी बहाने देख लो.
Can't wait. Thank you so much. I had a great time. If I had my way, I'll speak to you guys for another hour at least. But
So would we.
thank you so much for the conversation. I really hope the film goes far and beyond.
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you.